Awards 2019. I'm Jeff Keighley. It is such an honor to be here. You guys ready to celebrate video games tonight? The Game Awards will be right back.
Samsung QLED TV.
Stadia is a gift that won't ever stop growing.
You guys have a lot of expectations on the internet for things. There are lots of rumors, lots of leaks. And then sometimes there's surprises that come out of nowhere. Enjoy this.
Hey everyone, it's J.J. Abrams, director of The Rise of Skywalker. Join me in Fortnite on Saturday for an exclusive look at the movie. To see the whole thing, you got to be in the game. So I'll see you in Fortnite on Saturday. Thanks.
Nominees for 2019 Gaming Tweet of the Year.
There's one last game announcement to share with you tonight, and I'm really excited about it.
Hustle never stops, I got no brakes.
You ready to ride?
Why are we still here? Just to suffer.
I'm excited for that one.
Wow, that was pretty bad. I honestly don't go into the Game Awards expecting too much. I know they're not going to have as much content as like a big Nintendo Direct or an E3 conference, but this year they still managed to disappoint me with how terrible of a show they put on. Let's start with the good stuff because I don't want to come off as just, a pure hater. In terms of game announcements, it peaked pretty early in my opinion with the No More Heroes trailer. They totally caught me off guard with this Studio Ghibli looking intro, and then bam, Travis touchdown blasts onto the screen. Really excited for that. Sticking with the Nintendo side of things, Reggie's intro speech for Best Indie Game of the Year was just amazing, talking up how important indies are to the industry and how that's where everyone gets their start. It was a bit of a tearjerker having him mention Iwata as well. Bravely Default was it was nice to see, but it was just, a very quick tease for that. I'm definitely in the camp, as most Nintendo fanboys are, that wishes they would have brought something major to the show, whether it be the next Smash character, a big look at Bayonetta 3, anything really. They've typically brought in something over the past couple years, so yeah, it was definitely disappointing to see so little this time around. On the Microsoft side of things, I was surprised that we got a look at the new Xbox. Certainly a pleasant surprise, even if there are some things I'm concerned about. For one, this console seems to be a pretty thick boy. Big makes me think, well, for one, it makes me think expensive right off the bat. Definitely want to know the price. I know people keep saying consoles are becoming more and more like PCs, Phil, but that doesn't mean you had to go and make your next one an actual PC tower, because I'm a bit worried about how it's going to fit into people's entertainment centers. But the big issue I have with the little info we got here was the name. Did you not watch what happened with the Wii U? The newest model of your current system is the Xbox One X, and you decided to call your next system the Xbox Series X? But I gotta say, the Hellblade 2 demo they showed was really impressive. Yeah, it was more of a cinematic, and they're doing the whole, it's rendered in-engine deal, but yeah, it looked insanely realistic. If games on the next-gen hardware are going to look even close to as good as what we saw there, this next generation is going to be nuts. And also, I want to add in, for all the awkward, cringy interactions that took place on the stage, the Muppets bit with Untitled Goose Game was legitimately entertaining in my opinion. That was a highlight of the show for me. But that's pretty much it for the good stuff for me. Even with a lot of the good stuff, I had criticisms. So let's get into what I didn't like. I'm actually not going to bitch about the award winners, which is probably what you'd expect when someone complains about an award show. Were there some choices that I disagreed with? Of course. But it's all opinion at the end of the day. And I don't think there was anything that upsetting that happened. Death Stranding didn't sweep all the awards or anything, so what did I hate? Well, first off, the length in general. This thing slogged for over 3 hours. Personally, I think that's about an hour and a half too long, at least an hour, guys. Come on, you can cut this thing down to 2 hours, no problem. And then you look at what they decided to fill that time with. Ads, and then some more ads. How many ads for the same product do you need to blast in our face over and over again? And I know, I want to be clear, I know you need to run ads to generate money to put on the show. The show costs money to produce. But if you need to run this many, I think you need to downsize the thing overall. Let's also remember that the game reveals themselves, those are also ads. Those are the ads we want to see. But repeating stuff for like Magic the Gathering, Stadia. Didn't you guys get the memo? Stadia's dead. Why are you running ads for a dead platform? And when it comes to those costs, there's a lot of stuff here that could have easily been cut out that would have brought it down and really not even affected the show at all. I get you're a big music guy, Jeff Keighley, okay? But I don't think the people tuning in need all of this, even a fraction of this. And while something like the Church's appearance, I get it. It's like, okay, Death Stranding has been a game you've heavily promoted on this show for years. This was the year it launched, and it's up for all these awards. Great. But do you really need to shell out the big bucks for Green Day to announce they're going to have some songs in Beat Saber? I don't know what it costs to get Green Day to perform at your show, but I imagine it's not cheap. And all this fluff clearly cut into what is supposed to be the main purpose of this show, celebrating game devs and their creations. If you watched this thing live, you may have forgot at times that it was the Game Awards you were watching, with how much that whole aspect was pushed way into the back. You may have noticed that none of these acceptance speeches were very long. I definitely didn't see that as a criticism by anyone online, like, oh my god, these speeches are dragging like it is in every award show, and that's because they were quickly being rushed off the stage with this bright red flashing sign that would regularly light up telling them to wrap it up. Not to mention, most of the award winners weren't even given that, as many winners were announced during these rapid fire sort of sessions where someone would just read off, okay, this award went to this game, this award went to this game, and just bam, 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 you weren't allowed to say anything or even accept your physical award. Fire Emblem Three Houses, which blew out the Player's Choice Award with like 40% of all the votes, won a single award, the only one it was nominated for, and it was just a part of this rapid fire section. Didn't get any sort of recognition outside of the, 4 seconds it took for them to announce it won. It's like, why even have awards if you're going to treat them as an afterthought like this? Why not just take out the whole award aspect altogether? Think of all the Magic the Gathering commercials you could put in then if you didn't have these pesky awards getting in the way. What a joke. Even the game reveals were pretty disappointing, which is the big reason a lot of people tune in. As I mentioned with the ones I discussed at the beginning, a lot of more so teases. Very little actual gameplay was shown throughout the entire show, and it made, in my mind, so many of these trailers blend together, like I couldn't pick a lot of them out of a lineup now. Something like Ghost of Tsushima, I was pretty excited to see more of it going in, but again, we just got this cinematic nonsense that didn't give me any more sense of what the game is like. There was that like God something game that was going to be a looter slasher, but once more, going off the trailer, it could have been an RPG, an FPS. You get nothing. I'm just watching. I'm like, okay, I guess that game could be good. Don't have a clue what the actual game will look like, play like. Yeah, really hyped. And there was just an overall absence of heavy hitters. Seems like everyone's holding back for their own events maybe. Like, Sony will surely have their own big event for the PS5. Xbox is going to want to do their own bigger unveiling for what the Series X launch is going to be. Nintendo probably has a Direct coming within the next month or so. So I feel like they were grasping for a lot of scraps in terms of their big game announcements. Speaking of, no way I'm closing out this video without discussing the big final game reveal. Apparently, the only PS2 game announcement at the show, the Fast and the Furious Crossroads. My God, Jeff, I hope the movie studio or whoever paid you huge money. Hell, I hope everyone involved in this announcement, Michelle Rodriguez, Vin Diesel. Some people like to hate on Vin Diesel, say he's not a great actor. He had to act like this game wasn't a piece of shit. Give this man an Oscar. This whole thing, the character model specifically, I honestly don't think I'm exaggerating when I say this game looks several generations behind its peers. And yes, if you aren't aware, this game has been listed up for pre-order, Xbox One, PS4, for $60. It is a full-price AAA game. I was shocked that this made it onto the stage, not in a good way. And after seeing it, I knew there had to be just one more thing. There's no way they're closing out the show with that. But no, Sekiro was then presented with the Game of the Year, and the feed was cut off pretty much immediately after that. Like, they're like, we gotta get the hell out of here. And that's when we all realized we were suckered, conned into watching what was 3 hours of mostly ads. All just so Jeff Keighley could have Green Day play at his little party, I guess. Overall, I thought the Game Awards 2019 was pretty insufferable. I think the big thing that could solve a lot of its issues is cutting down on all these live performances. I don't think you need all these different bands plus a live orchestra, as well as these celebrities. I'm sure they were all paid an appearance fee, and I don't think your audience cares about this crap at all. This might sound insane, but I believe people tune into the Game Awards to see games. And everyone who wins an award should have a chance to at least accept it and just say, a few words, even if it's only like a minute. And maybe for that to happen, you have to cut down on the awards too. Maybe we don't need a best esports event of the year. Or how about best gaming tweet of the year? Oh, who am I kidding? Of course we need best gaming tweet. And also, you need more interesting announcements. And I feel like that hasn't been as big of a problem with the past Game Award shows. Maybe again, like I said, it has more to do with this being a transition period with the new consoles coming. But yeah, even going through reactions the next day, it didn't seem like there was anything shown here that really blew the masses away. Anyway, with that, this video's a wrap. Let me know your thoughts on the 2019 Game Awards in the comments. Did you watch this mess? Or were you one of the smart ones? Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this discussion of the Game Awards 2019. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. And if you want to keep the conversation going, hit me up on Twitter @JohnnyZakari and join my Discord, ChiGuy and Friends. Link to both in the description below. And as always, thanks for watching.